Hey friends, let's set up my social media Erin Condren notebook for the week of January 5th through the 11th. So last week I set this up off camera. It was my first week using it. I'm not 100% sure how things are going to go, how I want to use it. So I was just kind of feeling things out, and I basically used it as a to-do list. So let me share with you. I basically just wrote the date up here, and then I used some of these gold boxes from Happy Planner that I never use. And then I kind of did my anchored in crafts, my anchored in plans, and used kind of this to be found. And then I just did a running list of like this edit and post over here and did a little bit of decorating. And then I used my blue Crayola Super Tip and did a little note up here, completed. So once I had filmed it, I crossed it off. Once I'd edited and posted it, I crossed it off. And then if there were certain dates that I wanted to like post it by, then I wrote post it by, not necessarily that it actually happened that way. And like I see, I did this journal setup already, so I can wipe that one off. And then my thought was I could carry these on to the next week. So I'm doing this over my Anchored in Crafts channel, this use it or lose it challenge for January. So I kind of have a running list of this. I also wanted to share my faith planner and also doing a Simply Gilded haul that I have not posted yet. So then I could just take that over to the next week. And then how I was thinking of using it was doing anchored in crafts, anchored in plans, and having separate sections. Or I could use this as a whole week and then do like a little goal planning and that to-do list. But then I got to thinking, well, I might want different goals for each channel. So maybe I should have this anchored in crafts and anchored in plans, and then just do like one or two goals over here, or like a habit tracker of like posting my pictures to Instagram or posting my craft stuff over on Facebook or whatever. So I think that's how I'm going to use it this week. And then I will adapt. I will change. I will figure things out. So I think we're going to do anchored in crafts, anchored in plans as kind of like a one weekly unit. And I grabbed out my Wrong rainbow boxes. And then I also grabbed out Stargazer Magic from Happy Planner. And this was released in 2023. And I used this for my Word of the Year and goal setting setup pages. So I really love anything that has to do with like stars and astronomy. So I wanted to do something aside from winter this week. So I did not pull any washi because there are some washi strips in here, if I remember correctly. Yes, there are some different types of washi in here. So I think I'm going to start with that. And I'm going to grab two of these kind of cosmic ones. And we're going to add them at the top of the page here. And let's see. That's just about, I think this is just about the length of this. So I think I'm going to start over just a little bit, because I do not want this. I did not want any of this pinky color showing. Okay. Do not grab two washi strips at the same time. Lesson learned. So let's start it right here. I want to try to cover that up. And I'll have an idea for what's not covered up over here. And then we are going to repeat that over here. Okay, awesome. Now, I'm going to try to find header boxes. I hope I have some. I've used some in here. I was hoping I could find header boxes so I could write in Anchored in Crafts, Anchored in Plans. I could use these. I don't ever use these flags. But let me just look. Oh, I have these. I could use those, but I never do use those flags. So, you know what? Maybe we should use things we don't normally use. So let's go back to those. So let's bring in a blue on this side and a purple on this side. And I think I need to work on one side at a time. And then we're going to put this at the edge like so. And cover up the rest of that pink. And then I can write in Anchored in Crafts, Anchored in Plans. All right, there we go. Got that started. Let's add a little bit of decor down. And then we can add in some functional boxes. I'm going to grab this really big quote that says, "Live by the sun, love by the moon." And let's grab a big box. And I'm thinking I want to keep these. So let's grab this and put this here. And then I'm going to layer the quote with that. And it comes down on this first line. That's okay. All right, and then maybe we'll do, I don't have another one of those big boxes though. I was hoping I had 2 of those. So that's not going to work unless I grab a box out of here. I do have a blue box. It doesn't have the little things, but let's grab this blue box. And I'm going to bring that down here in this corner. Hoping I'm in frame. I don't normally work with like a notebook that I can't take the pages out of. So this is all new for me. All right, let's do that. Let's grab another big quote. The sticker book is falling apart. Let's do this big moon here that says, "Look to the stars with shimmering eyes." And we're going to kind of lay that there. Awesome. Now, let's grab some of these headers here. Let's see. Let's bring in a pink and we'll bring in this lighter blue. And then let's bring in the purple and the burgundy for a total of 4. I'm going to fold this over again, guys. Oh my goodness, I need to figure out how to use this. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cover up this first row here. And that's going to be my to film area. And then I'm going to bring in the blue. And we're going to use this for my edit post section. And then because we have like this long section here, I'm going to bring in the pink and we're going to do some bullets over here. Kind of want to move that down a little bit. So we're going to do that there, and then we will do this one here. All right, so my thought is to do film and edit and post over here. All right. And then for instance, so like I'm filming this video, social media planner setup, and I'm wondering if I want to do bullets over here. I like bullet points. Let's grab my pink ahoo-hoo and we're going to do some bullets. I'm going to kind of go every other row. We'll do a few of those, and I'm curious how those markers do on this paper. Actually, okay. I don't see any bleeding on the other side. That's awesome. So then on the film section here, I would write my social media notebook, and then I like to put the date, so it would be 1/5 through 1/11, and then over my edit and post, I would just probably write social media, and then I'll know what it means. And then let's do a little notes section. I grabbed 2 of these. I'm thinking I want to do this lighter one. And then we're going to write a little note right down at the bottom here. That's not as light as I thought it was, but that's okay. And we're going to write completed. So for instance, we're currently filming this, so I am filming it. But what I would do is after I'm filming it, I would just go like this, and that's my way of knowing that I've completed that. And then I can quickly look and see what's done. And then the same kind of concept over here would be film, and I do my edit and posting together because when I edit the video, I always post it afterwards. All right, and then let's think about I have area over here left over, but I'm thinking let's maybe add goals to these boxes. Let's see if there's anything else we want to add. We do have some like these and this that's kind of come out of the planner. We could add a moon over here just for some decor. Just looking for my tweezers to help me. Let's maybe put one right here with the sticker. Okay. And then let's do maybe, this one talks about the sun and the moon. This one talks about the stars. Let's do maybe one of these crystals. And I'm going to add that right here. And then I just need to trim what's overhanging there. All right, and that added some more decor. And then for the goals section, we could add another quote, but I think I'm going to leave this like it is. Now, I probably will not use all of this for this week for filming. I'm not going to be filming that many sections. So I could see like maybe adding a section down here, like upcoming, so I could look ahead at what's coming up. Same for here. And then I think I'll put in maybe 1 or 2 goals in these boxes. Now, maybe I want to add a header there. And let's maybe go with these again, because like I said, I never use those. All right, so I'm actually going to do something like that. And then we'll do one over here like that. And then I will just write something like goals this week. And I'll do the same over here. And then I have this set up, and then up top here, I will just, sometimes I abbreviate my anchored in crafts and anchored in plans. So maybe I'll just abbreviate this week and do AIP and AIC. Anchored in crafts, anchored in plans. And then I am all set up for filming this week and keeping track of things. The only other thing I think I might want to add on here, now that I actually think about it, is I used to track my social media growth at the end of every week. And I think I want to add that in here this week. Since we're trying something new in this, let's do that as well. So I saw some, I have these. So I don't want them to be too big. Or I have these. Let's see. Compare the two. Where did those other ones go? Kind of like these, because I could write in. And sometimes I track my Facebook and stuff, but I think I'll just do YouTube and Instagram. And so we'll just add these guys kind of overlapping over here. And then let's repeat. Let's do this blue one. And this, actually, this is going to be hard to fit this in here. I don't want to cover up my quote. We could do this one. And I would have to cut the end of this one off to make it fit, which I think I'm okay with. I could do sticker surgery and put this back on here if I really wanted to. If I could line it up right, I could. Let's see. Let's put this here because I don't want to cover up that quote. It's too pretty. And then what you can do, if you can line it up, is take this part and line it up perfectly, which is way harder said than done. And then it still has this symbol like these. Awesome. And then I will add in here, like I'll put YouTube and Instagram and do that for both of these. And if you wanted to track other things like Facebook, you could go in here and use another one of these stickers, or there's a bunch of different other types of stickers in here if you wanted to track those. But for this week, I'm just going to do YouTube and Instagram. All right, now it's done, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by for this setup of my social media planner. I'm excited to use this for another week and kind of figure out exactly how I plan on using this for this year. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.